Grand uprising, my people. Grand uprising, grand uprising. Blessed love to every single one that locked on to the street 91.9 FM, whether it's regional, international, whether you're right here local, whatever it is. Once you're within the sound of my voice, feel the energy, feel that love. Grand uprising to you. For those of you who have a pen, here is what I want you to put down. There is a chemical called azodicarbonate, right? It's azodicarbonamide, rather. I'm going to say it again. So grab a pen, and I want you guys to look it up on your own, and I will interject or make some comment with reference to what it is and the impact it have on the impact it has on us, and the things that it's doing to us, without we even knowing what's going on. Azodicarbonate, azodicarbonamide. I'm going to say it again, and I want you guys to look it up on your own, all right? Just give me a few, as I always do. I need to be a little bit more technologically savvy. I'm not sharp like Kyle and them guys, so give me a little bit so I can send through my, my link to my people, who I usually will be sending the link to. So you'll give me a few. But in the meantime and between time, I wish everybody lots of love this morning. If my greetings are short this morning, it's because I want to touch on something that's extremely dear to my heart. And it was prompted by a call I got this morning from Miss Nicole Huggins. And listen, you see this woman? This woman she's beautiful, she's attractive, she has a physique that will knock you flat on your keister. She is extremely brilliant. She is deep. This is what I call a balanced alpha female, right? And we are very, very close. And trust me, she's raw as me. She's just smoother. She's just a smoother version of who I am. But very good. She's a life coach. This lady is boom. This morning she called me, and so we have this real quick conversation, because she was just checking in on me as we do with each other. And she was asking me, well, what's your topic this morning? I said, I don't know. I don't usually do thing about sometimes. Most times I don't talk about what I'm going to talk about. I just put it in. When I sit in the chair, I just get a vibe, and I do what I need to do. It just comes to me, and I do what I need to do. So it usually, I really don't plan per se what it is. And she said, well, maybe you should talk to your guys about it and put it in. And I came in here and Kyle was talking about that. But the important thing to this is that it prompts something that had happened in my past, and I will talk to you guys about that this morning. So if my greetings are limited, it's because I am replacing what I want to talk about this morning with reference to that particular deep-rooted feeling inside of me that was prompted by what Nicole would have asked me this morning. So blessed morning, Miss Huggins. Blessed morning to you. Lovely, lovely lady. Blessed morning. Blessed morning to all my people, all my $1.40-ans. Good morning to you. Blessed morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to my siblings. Blessed morning. Michael, best what's going on, brother? AKA Sheppy. Hope all is well, man. Hope all is well. And you continue to shade under the golden branches of the Creator's love and care. Blessed morning to y'all. So here's the deal. My sibling, Wax Dog, how you doing, Wax Dog Senior? Let me just let you guys know, when I finish explaining what I need to explain, I'm opening the lines, right? So probably about 15 minutes from now, anybody can make a call. Again, as I asked, you can interrupt me once it's analogous to my program. Please don't call me. I am not the guy for you to call in and talk about politics and all that stuff. They leave that for now. My program is a health program. It's a mental fitness program. It's a what I should call wholeness and wellness program, because I deal with every single thing. I don't know. Most of the times we think we know, but we don't know, and we didn't know that we didn't know. Plus, we don't know that we don't know, and he who knows not and knows not that he knows not, you know, going on with he. Crap or smoke, he pipe. So I'm just saying this, and this is my personal disclaimer. I don't know everything, and I would let you guys know that. I just don't know everything. But I will disseminate whatever information that I possibly can and what I ingest, so that you can be a better person, just like I can be a better person. And please do like me. Your only competition should be better than you were yesterday. You're not better than anyone, but you're better than you used to be. So sit on that for a little bit. I'm going to do the best I can to give as much information as I can this morning. My sibling, blessed morning. Wax Dog Junior, good morning to you. Lynette, blessed morning. Kerry Packer, good morning. Joe Blunt, Kurt Johnson, good morning. My brother Bowich, good morning to you. Keith Johnson, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Allison. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Pops. Continue to rest in eternal power. Grand Uprising, Mr. Wax Dog Senior. Blessings in the house, Andy Daniel. Love in the house to you, man. And my folks, good morning, Penella. Penella, good morning to you. Good morning to Mr. and Mrs. Santa Cruz. Blessed morning to you all. Good morning to my brother Ken in the South. Good morning to you. Keller and Mama, good morning. Keller, good morning to you, man. By extension, the rest of the family. Love yourself. Continue to love yourself. Keller, a brother. Real brother. Deep brother. Stay strong, my brother. And whatever information you can. If nobody's around to take it, you give it to them. And if they have a problem with it, let them call Mr. Johnson, a.k.a. RJ. All right? Blessed morning, Mr. Jason McPhee. Blessed morning to you, my brother. How you doing? Blessed love to you, man. Blessed love, my brother from another mother. And good morning to every single person within the sound of my voice. And Angie, good morning to you as well. Let me just say before I go on, and as I slowly try to send these links, because I'm not that, you know, I mean, I really not that savvy, you know, but I try. If it has to do with health, you know what's going on there. But when it comes to the technology in terms of technologically savvy, I ain't there yet. But I do my best. All right, so bear with me a little bit, and then I will continue my conversation and where I left up. Good morning, Corporal John. Blessed morning to you. I hope all is well and you continue to shade under the gracious branches of the Creator's love and care. Miss Nicole Gordon, good morning to you. Miss Nicole Gordon John, blessed morning to you. Tanel, how are you, my darling? Tanel, blessed love, and blessed love. All right, so good morning, my cousin Scrappy out there in Coroni. Good morning to you, brother. I hope you're listening. Bring all the people to listen. Get some information in, and love in the house as well. Let me just say this. This is something that dear to my heart, and this is what prompted this topic this morning. Nicole, that I explained at the top of the hour with reference to Nicole, and she asked me about this stuff. But here what I want to talk about. You know, sometimes when, I always say this, when the student is ready, the teacher will show up. Right? The teacher will show up. Listen carefully to what I'm saying. Try to track me here and stay with me and be a little bit patient. As I always say, Mr. Johnson, talk like a spider web. I am all over the place sometimes, but I go right back in the middle. That's so that you can pay attention. I don't think it's on purpose. It's just the way it is. And I think that is what differentiates me from other people. Not that I'm better than anyone. I'm just telling you again, let me just reinforce. I'm not better than anyone. I'm better than I used to be. And my only competition is to be a better man than I was yesterday. All right, so let me just say this. I remember in primary school, because this is what prompted and provoked the thought this morning on this topic. I remember in primary school, I had a teacher, and for all those in Dallaford, Miss Beverly Lewis, good morning to you, my darling. Blessed morning, my dear. For all the people in Dallaford, they will know who I'm talking about here, the primary school. Her name was Miss Aurora Orr. She wasn't playing. She was dread. She was dread. I'm telling you, she was dread. But she was an excellent teacher. And there were times I thought this woman didn't like me. I honestly thought she did not like me. Really. And listen, people, pardon my raw expression, what I'm about to say right now, pardon it. But this is how I used to think as a teenager, an early teenager, dealing with my teacher. God continue to bless her soul, and may she continue to rest in eternal power. I used to ask God, God, please kill her. I'm serious, because she was always on my case. We have in August vacation time where everybody home, you can't wait to get out of school to enjoy your vacation. And this woman telling my parents I need to come by her to do classes. Boy, listen, hear that, man. Sometimes, boy, listen, I don't know, man. I used to be so upset, and I had to go and do classes. But this woman saw something in me that I didn't see in me. And like I'm telling you, she was always on my case. I go to school, she will call me out in front of the class and ask, I heard your mother, because we were living in King Street in Dallaford. That is why I always big up my Dallaford. But where I was at, and my mom, when my mom sing out my name, because I used to be all over the place playing cricket, going to the beach, whatever. She can hear it sometimes, depends on where she's at geographically at the outside of her house. And she will say, but I hear your mother calling you on weekend, where were you? And she would, but I in your business. In my head, I said, but what you on my case for? And sometimes I will be outside. We used to have these 2 bells ringing, and the first bell rang, and people would still circle around me, and I would be having a conversation. So I guess I was a bit influential then in school, and there's something that she saw in me that I didn't see then, and she knew that I could have whatever. Mind you, there were people in school that I look up to, people like that will take care of me, people like Dave Ferguson, David Sampson. Those guys will always take care of me, Jed. I go to those guys with anything, they'll take care of me. So then you can see that. But the point I'm making is this. This teacher was so much on my case, I used to just literally dread it. So grew up, go to Canada, start living in Canada. I acquired this job. It's called an account executive. An account executive is where you call different companies, you trampoline your way through these companies, and what you're doing is like stealing people from that company to go into another company based on the qualifications. If they are hired, if you are successful in getting them out, because some people don't leverage their career. They really don't. They stay in a company because they're comfortable and they don't know what they're going to meet. So it's my job to convince these people to come out of this company and go into another company who can pay them a way more money. Now, if they're hired, you get a good percentage. I'm going to tell you how much, but you get a good percentage, and I make good money at that point in time as a youth man. You get a certain percentage of their yearly salary that they were hired for. I did fantastic. The lady who hired me and who was the CEO of this company, her name was Ricky Bryan. That was her name. Strong, strapped Caucasian lady. For some reason, this lady put me to sit right opposite her where she was sitting. I don't know for what reason. Because when I went to the interview, I get in somewhere with this, so I'll be patient. I went to the interview and she hired me on the spot. I said, I'll try tomorrow. I'll come back tomorrow. And whatever. I said, no, I just up, done that, and I walk in and do what I need to do. Anyhow, I did, let's put it this way, I did very decent in the company. What I realized while I was doing this job is what my teacher, Miss Aurora Orr, would have imputed in me. And it started taking root then. It started making sense. This woman was molding me in a way I could not see. So there was one time I sat at the desk and then I went in the toilet and I cried for a little bit. But I decided to put my feelings on paper and I wrote Miss Orr a letter. Some people may know about it. I wrote her a letter and I mailed it. That woman kept, I told her, I thought you didn't like me in school, I didn't whatever and whatever, and I explained to her, I see the reason why you were after me the way in which you did. And like I said, I always believe you didn't like me, and I wish sometimes God will kill you. I'm telling you, this is how I felt, and I put that in the letter. Miss Orr would have walked around with that letter in her purse. It never left her purse. And I only knew that when I went back home in Canada, because she came looking for me when she heard I was in Tobago. When I came back into, because I took a while before I came back home from Canada. Then I go back again in the States. I'm going to go through all that. But this woman walked around with this letter in her purse till it started fading. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who went to my school, my primary school, that knew of this. Till it started fading, and she showed me. She and all, we hugged each other and we started crying. And we whatever and whatever. And I remember, man, before she passed away, bro, it's kind of a little bit rougher than I thought it would be. I went to her and to see her a couple of times, and she couldn't remember who I was. She couldn't remember who I was because of the ailment that she was suffering with. And then one time I stayed by her for like about 2.5 hours, and bit by bit the memory came back a little bit, and it will go back and it will come back. But the moral of that story is sometimes other people see more in us than we see in ourselves. And we do need that from time to time. Miss Orr, may you continue to rest in eternal power. That letter faded. I went to Roxborough Health Center and I was doing a class, a fitness class. And somebody told her I was in Roxborough doing this class. She pulled up and she come in the class. And I stopped the class. Dead center, I stopped it. And she walked up to me. And I hugged her. And that's when she revealed all this to me. And the letter, I showed the people. I'm saying all this to say, ladies and gentlemen, all of us, every single one of us as human beings on the face of this earth, all of us are unfinished stories. Every single one of us. We are unfinished stories. We are a work in progress. So none of us has any human constitutional, inalienable or unalienable rights to badmouth another human being. Y'all better get yourself together, because there are things that's going to come. And remember that Mr. Johnson said this on this program. There are things that are going to come in this life here, in this world, that we are going to have to deal with. And we will not have the fortitude to deal with it, because we are too duplicitous, we are too mean to one another, we are too nasty, we're too angry, we're too greedy, we're too gluttonous, we're too everything. All of us, we are unfinished stories. We are a work in progress. Stop judging people, stop making outlandish comments, and work on yourself, because that's what it is. And when you project your jumbie on another person, when you project your jumbie, it's only because you are struggling. We could take, you see that situation that went 3.5, 4 years ago? We could take 1 million of that. 1 million! We could take another lockdown. We could take them telling us how to live our lives. We could take all that. To take 30 seconds to look into our own self, we can't do that. Oh no, that's too scary. We're going to see too much demon in that, and it's going to remind us too much of the very people that are oppressing us. I urge you, ladies and gentlemen, change your ways. Be aware of who you are, and make sure that you are aware of your proclivities. When I say your proclivities, your behavior, be aware of that and stop judging other people. We are all unfinished story. Mistakes are not only liable to be made, they are just part of who we are as human beings, and we need to grow with reference to that. I would leave that there this morning. So, thank you all for listening. This product that I would have just given to you then is, all right, Corporal John, thank you. And blessed morning to Sergeant McKenna. The product that I just gave you, which is God, it gone in my head. Azodiacarbonide, yeah, azodiacarbonide, which is AZODICARBONAMIDE. It's in bread. We have a big outlet here that say they're selling, I'm not calling no name, but this big outlet say they're selling health food. You go there and you get your big sandwich and stuff, health food, the healthy sandwich. It's in their breads. So look it up, do your own research, because these are the things that Mr. Johnson bring to you. Why am I talking about these things? Yes, because they're declassified. Why am I talking about it? Because yeah, when we are sick, when we get sick, it's because we are doing things that are insidious in the very product that we ingest, that creating our problems. These things are not happening to us. They are happening inside of us. Be aware of what you put into this body temple. We can, as I said before, and I will say it again, we can't avoid everything, but we can avoid some things. And when I bring these information to you, understand that I'm bringing it to you so that you can be more apt and educated, because you will perish by a lack of knowledge. I don't know everything. I don't know. And I will be the first to tell you that. But I do the best I can, the best I know how. I don't know how I'm going to ride out from here. I don't know. None of us don't know how we are. But for the few days that we're going to spend here physically, let it be quality. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only move from one force to another. I'm not going to get into that debate, because then again, there are some people with certain dogmatic beliefs that are going to try to knock that down. But I know that for sure. Energy cannot be destroyed. Neither can it be created. From one to the next. Whoever is calling me, I'm on the air. I will call you back when I'm off air. Thank you so very much. Right. So at the end of the day, we need to do the best we can. If you want to call me Please, you want to call the station, feel free to interrupt me, because from your question, I can create another topic, right? 342-0081, please keep it analogous to my program. 342-0081 or 466-5391. 466-5391. Feel free to call in. If you just want to listen to what Mr. Johnson has to say, sure, by all means, rock back and take it in. So, blessed morning. Good morning, Cheryl. Blessed morning to you. Cheryl, that's a very interesting name. Very original. Hope all is well with you. Again and once, continue to shade under the golden branches of the Creator's love and care. We have to do the best we can, the best we know how. You know, when selfishness supersedes self, we don't care nothing about nobody else. Let me repeat that. When selfishness supersedes self, we don't care nothing but nobody else. Who represent this position now? Or who can fit into what I just said there? I say this unapologetically. Our politicians. Most of them. Selfishness supersedes self. I would have told people before in the past, I went to California. And to the richest part of California. You know, I'm trying to remember the name now. I have a little bit. That stuff I talk about with my teacher, I kind of get a little bit emotional on that. So, Brentwood, California. I went to Brentwood, California. And I told you guys about this already. I went to this cemetery. This cemetery is like a botanical garden. Marilyn Monroe, ashes or body is there, however you want to put it. Jack Lemmon, and a lot of celebrity, plenty people. And I'm telling you this, I ain't seen no car, I ain't seen no fancy car, no fancy house, nothing. Nothing. I ain't seen not even a shoe, a footprint, nothing. So what's this greed is about with all this money people want to have, Jed? What is your story? It's obvious you lack a viewpoint of knowledge. Obviously, you have a fundamental disconnect. If you can be so greedy to always want, and there are other people out there that are hungry, something is wrong with us as human beings, man. Something is definitely wrong. And then, you know, the only time you'll hear certain people is when it hits straight home. When somebody home, it get an unfortunate sickness or a murder or something, and I'm not advocating nothing here. Or don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to be straightforward here. Right, because I know some people just waiting there to twist up anything that you possibly can, which has nothing to do with Mr. Johnson and everything to do with you and how you process things, because that's how you see yourself. And I'm not casting any aspersion here. I'm just saying that a lot of times when certain people react, it's only because it hit home. Well, here's a question that would be asking. Wonder why Mr. Johnson talking about this thing and he's a fitness and he's a herbalist. Because it has everything to do with everything. Everything to do with everything. We are interconnected. Everything in this life we are connected to and from. Every single thing. And I'm not sure if Corporal John, you know, if people hearing me in Tobago, Bread, or you probably on the net. I'm not sure if anybody, if for whatever reason, if you have any problems, just let me know. Let me see if Kyle could do anything there, because I know sometimes when I get off air, I get a call. Well, but I didn't hear this morning. I was listening and then it cut off or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you are listening to me. I hope you can hear me, because I'm looking here. All right. Anyhow, again, love in the house to everyone this morning. And I urge you, why Mr. Johnson talking about this? Like I said, everything is interconnected. In this life, we all need each other to be each other. We don't understand how closely attached we are to plants. We don't understand that. So let me just go back a little bit to what John D. Rockefellers would have imputed in our mind to this day that have us suffering. And I tell you guys already, I give him props for that. John D. Rockefeller had his money in oil, real oil. Was a very brilliant guy, rich. John D. Rockefeller's find out a way to go and influence not only Congress, but the universities and the other pharmacies. He bought a big pharmacy from Germany. I can't remember the name of the pharmacy. But what he did now is allow these people he find a way, and just don't get confused with what I'm telling you here, because you can research on your own. This petrol, this stuff that he was into, oil and stuff, many of the drugs was made from that. 9 out of 10. So he was finding a way to find out how to use this extra drug. The man was so brilliant. He came up with this pharmaceutical stuff. He came up with the pharmacy umbrella, and other people who comes in that umbrella should have to abide and acquiesce to what he wants in this particular scenario. To this day, we are dealing with that because he start calling herbal medicine alternative medicine. Herbal medicine been here from the inception of consciousness, human being. From the inception of consciousness. And here is somebody who is calling 112 years old fraternity the number one because he kicked everybody off the bus. Money. Money. Well, here what's going on. Let me remind you guys again. America spend more money than any other country on the face of this earth, yet America healthcare system is worse than everybody else. More people are dying more than any place else in the world when it comes to racial and chronic diseases and metabolic diseases. So where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? And they're the people. I remember a guy called me this week. He wants to bring his mom, but she's so entrenched and believe in allopathic reductionistic medicine. She ain't trying to hear nothing but nothing else. She can't even get out of bed. What does that tell you? It's so entrenched in our mind. It's called habituation. And I'm going to give you a cross-reference for habituation. I said it before. And for some people, let it resonate now. If you walk into a bar, and everybody inside that bar is smoking, let's say it has 100 people in that bar and 80 people inside there smoking. When you walk in, you feel like you're going on dead. Spend 10 to 15 minutes there. You get acclimatized to that smoke. It's called habituation. You get acclimatized to the smoke. You ain't smelling that no more. Okay, well, here what happened. Walk outside for 5 minutes and then walk back inside. It want to kill you again. Why I'm saying all this? To our detriment. People are on allopathic reductionistic medication to their detriment because the only thing that will happen to you, whether you're diabetic, you have a stroke, you have interstitial cystitis, you are diverticulitis, whatever it is, the only recourse you're going to have. Now, if it's short term, it's going to work because antibiotics will do what it needs to do. But the only other recourse you have, it's either a stronger dose of medication or another brand of medication. So by definition, you ain't getting better. You're not getting better. You're walking around about 45% of your normal self, which you think is normal. It's called habituation. That's what it's called. So when I come on this program and I choose to talk about certain things, I talk about these things because it's not a problem for me to do research. It's not a problem for me to stay up in the middle of the night and research. It's not a problem for me to wake up 2 o'clock in the morning, and I don't use alarm. I use alarm once ever in my single life, and I was living in Canada once, and I meet to the people job late. I meet to the job late. I had to report I used to go into the Canadian Armed Force. Let me tell you a little bit of my business. Because I was doing this stuff. I used to have to go into the Canadian Armed Force 1 weekend a month. 1 weekend a month. And for that day, I set, because I go out in a bar playing crazy, you know, vingling, glingling with the female and stuff there, and go home late and set my alarm because I got to be in the people in them place before 6 o'clock. The alarm come on and I never heard it. And I meet late. I use alarm once ever in my life. Ever. Once. And I meet to the people thing late. So I'm saying all that to say this is not Mr. Machismo stuff. I'm just telling you what's going on. Right? It's a course I was doing, and Mr. Commander Blake, which all my family knew, he set it up for me. He came to Tobago probably about 5 or 6 times. Right? I ain't gonna tell you where he come for, but all my family knew who he was. But at the end of the day, this is the story I'm saying. I'm saying all this to say, when we lack knowledge, we do dotishness. So I don't mind staying up in the middle of the night, doing all my research, making all my cross-references, and come on platform as this and do what I need to do. And let me remind you guys again, right? IWER George, who I know for almost 23 years now. IWER had an issue. He ain't gonna mind me talking about this, but I spoke about it already. IWER had an issue and come by me. Something that nobody else can solve. I'm not beating my chest here, no. I'm just telling you, sometimes it's just the simple things that we are doing, because when we start experiencing these things in our physiology, those things are just the check engine light to the actual precipitation of what's going on with us. And my brethren come by me because I think it's about 4 years he was dealing with it. And after certain visit and whatever, my boy do have a problem again. He do have a problem. So we talk about the financial part of it and how he's going to do and work out something for me while I'm on this platform for today. Our George, God bless you so, man. Keep doing what you got to do, man. Keep standing tall. And I just want to say a special good morning to the Pumpies family. I'm not sure if you locked on, Stacy, but I see I will go through the information here when I'm done, and I will get back to you. All right? Stacy, my darling, I will call you when I'm done. I'll go through this information here when I'm done. All right? But good morning to the Pumpy family. Pops, good morning to you and everyone else. Mom, stay strong. I'll get to you. All right, so let me just go back again before I go forward. I spoke about and I got a little pushback, and I got some supportive call. I spoke about situation in with reference to the cholesterol and what cholesterol do to our body, and how important cholesterol is to our body, and the liver makes it, and what they call good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. If it's coming from the same place, I don't know how some is good and some is bad. I don't understand that part. But you see, when people who are educated give you information, you tend to follow. And that permeates our society today. You're right? You want me to give you conclusive evidence of what I'm talking about? Walk around right now. Give yourself, just go in a Port of Spain or wherever you are, whether it's Kirep, Puna, South, just walk around. Anybody who listening to me now, walk around for about 20 minutes and tell me if you don't see somebody wearing a mask. Madness. And that is total ignorance in somebody wearing a mask, suppressing the immune system consistent. That is because what was told to them scared the daylight out of them and put the fear guard in them that they still believe a mask will help them. It ain't helping you nothing. As a matter of fact, it creates a lot of adverse effects on you. A lot. It does nothing for you. And at that time when the pandemic was going on, yes, you hear what I just said. When that was going on, the only thing that was able to help you was the N95 mask, and that only offers 3% protection. Why wearing that for 3% protection? The other blue one, you could see it on the box. It says ethylene oxide mark on it. Well, research what ethylene oxide is. And I keep telling people, you already believe that we living in a world where the upper echelon care about us. Or you already believe that. Again, if you all believe that, you lack, dangerously lack, a viewpoint of knowledge. The upper echelon only care about money and staying where they at. And how to do that is to divide us. And once we are divided, we're easy to control. Because we're not walking the same road. We scatter all over. So we're weak as hell. If you look at a rope that anchors a ship, look at a nylon rope that anchors a big ship, a cruise ship, nylon rope. It's interwoven with little bits of nylon. All together they combine to anchor that ship. All you catch it? It's called community. It's called togetherness. With those fine rope, with those fine that interwoven and intertwine in one another, create strength. Caller, you're live. Go ahead. Talk to me.
Good morning.
Caller, you're live.
Good morning. Good morning. Am I on the air?
Yes, you're on the air. You're live. Go ahead.
Good morning, my brother.
Bless morning, my brother.
Before I ask my question, my substantive question, a wise man once said, it is easier to convince someone that it is easier to fool someone than to convince them that they are or they would be fooled in the past.
Right.
It is easier for you to initially come and be the first one to pull the wool over their eyes than for you to now come and convince them, hey, someone pulling the wool over your eyes, someone telling you something that is not true.
Right.
So I say that to say, to get to my substantive question. Now, the protein powder is the breakdown of protein powder is amino. Is it amino?
Yes,
acid
amino acid.
Amino acid.
Yeah.
Now, I learned once recently where protein powder is causing, or some protein powder, I am not sure, is causing some kind of build-up, or I'm not sure if it, can't remember if it was cancerous inside the system, and it is wiser to use the breakdown form of the protein powder. I'm not sure if you could enlighten me on that. And the cholesterol thing that we have as a curse. They say it's a curse now. I am hello?
Yeah, go ahead, man. You're there, loud and clear.
I am learning reading where cholesterol, the lack of it, could be detrimental to men, especially when it comes to our should I what word should I use on the air to
impotence.
Impotency. Could you clear that up a bit for me?
Sure, most definitely would.
I'll listen over here.
All right, blessed love. So I'm going to let the public know that voice was the voice of my biological brother, Wax Dog. Wax Dog Jr., nice Kenneth Johnson was online there. He going to call me and say, but why ain't anybody calling them? Well, I going to let them know. I could take that licks. Because that's a brilliant question. Number one, most protein out there, most protein powders out there are just a selling ploy. What on the actual label is not even what's in the protein, right? But you see, it hits a market where a lot of people are extremely gullible and naive to what's happening, and they just think they can take a protein. The best protein in life are the protein that comes with fat. And those proteins are what you call animal protein. That's the best protein. When you move away from nature, you're going to have things happening. Because right now, in today's world, we move away from what used to work to what sounds good. And that become a problem. So yes, the breaking down of a lot of these protein, they are carcinogenic. They are nitrites. I mean, you got to read for yourself on like I said, what's in the label. And a lot of times you can break it down. Because let me tell you something again. And I love this question real bad because I'm able to pontificate, and it's wide. I can't talk about everything right now because we don't have the time, in the interest of time. But one word on certain labels have 10 to 12 different meaning. And let me just say this again. Caller, hold on a little bit. Let me just say this again. One mean a different meaning. One word have 10 different meaning. What is the difference between a drug, or what is the difference between a chemical in the food and a drug that you take? Intended use. Be careful with the type of protein. Yes, and what you need is amino acid, because protein is pre-digested. Amino acids is pre-digested protein, so it's better. In terms of cholesterol, any man that's on cholesterol medication, you got a problem with your erection. You hear what I just tell you? You're going to have problem. The caller still online? Caller, you're live. Go ahead.
Good morning, sir. You know,
Walaikum assalam.
I was listening to you speaking, right? And something that I was looking up last night on YouTube. When you were speaking about companies and the thing, right now, there was a video where some of the people who Donald Trump has placed now, billionaires who placed there, they were speaking about monopolies and America should own control what the world resources. That's why they have in China. And it's interesting that you speak on that. Maybe some of the people should check up on that video, because these people are now in position in Donald Trump. Take these billionaires and listen to the ideology of what they intend, of what they do, what they're speaking about, monopoly.
Right.
And it's only losers does basically compromise and give profits. That is for losers. You have to have a business. You must have a monopoly. If you don't have a monopoly, then you are a loser. You should look up at that video on YouTube. And you'll see, maybe another day I'll call in, and if he doesn't find it, I'll give you the name of the person who runs that video, and you can end up get a copy of and look up it. So I love to listen. So, and you know, one thing before I go, and let me ask you something, right? And now I have no health problems, but the only thing is that I sweat day and night, sun and rain. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I just keep sweating, and I sweat from head to toe, and it runs all down my eyes. I always have to be keeping mopping over my eyes. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I love you, and I listen off here.
Brother, I thank you so very much for your contribution. That sweat that you sweating like crazy, there could be a bunch of cofactors with that. And I think based on that, what happens, your body is not regulating properly. There's a difference between a thermometer and Oh God, oh God, what's the other one? Because one gives you the temperature of the room and one tells you what is the temperature of the room. So because your body's not regulating, is that it will call. What I would urge you to do, bro, call me when I get off air. Call me and I would set a time and I would talk to you for about 10 minutes on the phone, because a lot of people had that. And I was able to bring some help to a lot of people who were dealing with that. The body's in overdrive. It's just not regulating because it's not normal. Right? It's what we will quote not normal. You don't want to be sweating when you're not supposed to be sweating. So that's the situation. I got another question here from a brother or someone, and he asked me, they said creatine is the best, whatever. I'm not here to promote any product for anybody, but here's what I'm going to tell you. Our body makes creatine on its own. So if you're going to take a creatine, make sure that creatine is bioavailable, meaning your body could digest that protein. And monohydrate protein will be a good protein for you to use. All right? So go me off here. All right? Blessed love, my brother. Good morning. You're on the air. Or whoever it is.
Hi, blessed morning.
Blessed morning.
I'm just listening here, and I have a question for you concerning my personal life. First question, what is the cause of seizure or epilepsy?
Wow.
Is there a cause for that? Or is it something that develops with after a period of time and we turn a blind eye to some natural things like, headache and stress and whatever else may lead up to that?
Right.
That is one. And does it have a cure for it, or it's a lifestyle thing you have to live with, but just do things to prevent it from happening?
That's a fantastic question. He's still on the air?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah. All right. That's a beautiful question. A lot of times the narrative out there, hear what they say to us. The narrative out there is salt is not good for you, right? And salt is bad, and salt is bad. Yet when you have a problem, when you have a problem with reference to the blood pressure, or let's say your heart rate goes up and an ambulance has to come for you in a hurry, they hook you up with saline. They hook you up quick. 9,000 milligrams of saline. What is saline? It's salt. If they think you're going to pass out quick, they give you another bag, which is 18,000 milligrams of saline. Why am I telling you all this? There is something called the dora that covers the brain. The dora hates to be contracted or pulled apart. So it hates that. Once you're eating certain type of foods that cause the dora, that covering, that thin covering over the brain, because on top of that dora you have what you call a cerebrospinal fluid, which cushions the brain, which runs down to your spine, right? Once that dora is not getting enough of what it's supposed to get, which is essential nutrients like selenium and copper, it will contract. That will cause your neurons to fire erratically. That is what causing a lot of seizure for a lot of people. I'm not sitting down here playing no doctor, but I could bring you peer-reviewed papers to substantiate that. And if you call me or come by me, I'll put an end to that. Once you start having certain headaches, and I'm just saying this one, let's say you're a person who suffers with serious migraine. Pal, ladies and gentlemen, take a pinch of salt. Do it about 2 or 3 times in, let's say, 15 minutes space. And call me and tell me about your migraine headache. Call me and tell me about your migraine headache. Once it's Celtic sea salt, Celtic or Celtic, however you want to pronounce it, Himalayan pink salt or Baja Gold sea salt, sip it. Because what that does is vasodilates and cause it to go back to its normal function, back to homeostasis, and it produces a nice regular plasticity instead of being rigid and pulling. And a lot of times, again, seizure may be a lot of cofactors, but don't let nobody tell you that you have to live with that for the rest of your life. That is nonsensical talk. Nothing that you inherit, when I said inherit, nothing that you would have gotten as an adult cannot be cured. It's not that you're born with it. If you're born with something, then that becomes very challenging. You may need a lot of operation to do whatever. But let nobody put that notice in your head because they want to sell pharmaceutical products telling you, oh, there's no cure for that. Well, there's no cure for what? No cure for what? There is no such thing as incurable disease, only incurable people. And that is true from a spiritual perspective. All right, my brother? Caller, you live. Caller, you live.
Hello.
Blessed morning.
Yes. Let me just take a second bite of the cherry here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, about salt, you're talking about salt, and they are saying salt is so bad for the system, even when you're hypertensive. You know, people think using salt is crazy. But could water, or our body need water to survive? We need water more than anything else. We could survive days without food, but without water, it's not gonna. We can't survive that long without water. And could water stay in your system without salt? Isn't there something that your body needs salt to actually retain that water, or else it would just go straight through like a burst pipe with the pressure on? Explain that a little bit for me, please.
You know, you wanna. Waxdog, you want to let everybody know that you're my brother? That's an excellent question. That's a super question. So let me just tell people like that. For you people who has been dogmatized and misled by thinking salt is bad for you, let me answer that and preface that with the question that my brother just asked me there, right? And that's my biological brother, mind you. If you do not use salt, your body holds on to it. It holds on to it. So it's important, of course, for you to have water. I'm not telling anybody to drink excess water, because I think it's like 75 to 85% of our body is water. So what we want to do is allow your body to take water in when it tells you to take. You don't have to drink water in excess where every minute you have to run to a toilet and all that kind of stuff. So the answer to the question is this. Is salt bad for you? Salt could never ever be bad for you. If you want to say sodium is bad, which is 83% of the sodium that you have in your body, is 83% of the nonsensical ultra processed food that we eat consistently, the dirtish fried food places that we go in and buy fried chicken every day, the places that we line up every day and eat stuff that is entrenched with canola oil and all these vegetable seed oil. Those things cause your system to be full with sodium. But salt in itself could never be bad for you. So the answer to the question again to my brother, great question, great question. If you don't use salt, your body's going to hold on to it and you're going to have high blood pressure. So don't let them tell you that you need salt, stop eating salt because of high blood pressure. They need to stop the nonsense. Caller, you're live, go ahead.
Blessed morning, brother.
Blessed morning, my brother.
A little bit about what I'm experiencing since 2018. I did have back surgery, right? Lumbar spine surgery.
Right.
Right? And to this day, I am still experiencing pain, discomfort, you know, tingling down the legs, and stuff like that. And I'm still restricted in the way forward in life, work, and everything.
Right.
Everything. Yes.
Brother, let me respectfully interrupt you. Are you getting pain in your hamstring down to your calves?
Yes, occasionally.
Right. Okay. What do you get more? Where the pain is resonating more? Laterally on the side of the feet or in the center of the back?
In the center of the back and then down the side of the leg.
Right. So you have that is sacroiliac pinching, and I believe that is a sciatica problem. Obviously, your operation did not address the issue they said it was going to be. They're going to adjust it for. Whether it was a herniated disc, you and I could talk. Again, I'm not sure. I would love to see the paperwork that you have. If you come by me, all that is free. You could come by me, check me out. We can go through the paperwork and I can explain certain things to you. And we can have a way forward in trying to get those muscles, the lateral external muscles, to cushion the blow instead of it going straight to the injury. And something could done, and we could do that through nutrition.
Sure. How do I get in contact?
I'm going to get them number here for you now. I'm going to put them outside there off here. So you listen off here. I'm going to do that now.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, my brother. Blessing. Blessed love. Stay strong. All right. Listen, my time is almost up. This is Mr. Johnson, a.k.a. RJ. I'm the founder of the Healthiest Corner on Earth. I'm the founder of the Healthiest Corner on Earth, and it's located in 92 East Drive in Champlain. My phone numbers are as follow: 736 3962, 736-3962, or 709-8450. 709-8450. Let me say it again. 736-3962 or 709-8450. Call for a free consultation. When we finish that, it's up to you. You can get up and walk out, or we can talk about the raw materials in which you can go. I don't like to sit on my program and talk about what product. I will give you that information when you come inside. You are open to ask me anything that you want, because here we're going to get from me raw, unadulterated truth. If I don't know, I don't know. That's the bottom line. So for people, I'm willing to help in whatever chronic diseases. Caller, you only got a few seconds. Talk to me. You're live. All right. Caller, you got a few seconds. Talk to me. You're live.
Good day. One quick question. What causes someone to stutter?
Say that again? Turn on your radio a little. What you say?
Sorry about that. What causes someone to stuttering? Is that a psychological, or is it also
what caused somebody to? Oh boy, I don't know. To be honest with you, that one over my head. I could do some research, bro, and you can call me. But that one over my head, my brother. I'm sorry. I can't help you with that one. That one over my head.
No problem. No.
All right, brother. Blessed love, man. Take care, and you keep standing tall, man. I gotta do some research on that. That's another part of my job to do. So my brother, in this life, we all need, all my people, in this life, we all need each other to be each other. Without each other, we are simply not each other. And my brothers and sister keeper, I am definitely am. You're not better than anyone. You're better than you used to be. Your only competition is to be a better man and woman than you were yesterday. Until next week, same time, by the grace of my creator. Until then, this is AKA Mr. Johnson, Megan.
You are listening to The Street 919 FM. Stay with us for news, interviews, and commentary that shape our democracy. Street 919 FM, the official station that defends the nation. The Street 919 FM, your go-to for insightful political discourse. Stay informed, stay engaged, and join the conversation. Connect with us online for the latest updates and thought-provoking discussions. Street 919 FM, the official station that defends the nation.
The Street 919 FM.
Attention business owners. Are you looking to reach a vast audience and boost your brand's visibility? Then look no further. The Street 919 FM is here to help you shine. With over 170,000 followers on our social media platforms,